All right. Today marks 5 years. Matter of fact, um, it's been 5 years since the death of George Floyd. Now, all on social media, I've been seeing people talking about, you know, rest in peace this, rest in peace that, blah, blah, blah. But I'm just going to be honest and say this. Yeah, what happened to George Floyd was kind of tragic. All right. However, according to I think there is one thing we need to learn right here because what's being what was being perpetuated in the media 5 years ago was that supposedly George Floyd was this saint basically. Basically he was one of those guys that didn't do anything wrong. Now, a lot of people would ask this: Did did Mr. Floyd deserve to die? No. Um, and the real reason that being is because, well, okay, had he not resisted arrest, he probably would still be alive. But here's the thing right here. Here's the kicker. According to the couple of years after the that fiasco went on, the autopsy reports actually came out that George Floyd did not die via asphyxiation. I know it's going to hurt somebody, but the facts don't lie. The autopsy reports proved that Floyd did not die of asphyxiation, when in reality, he overdosed on a powerful drug called fentanyl. Now, fentanyl is a powerful drug. And and just by consuming one, it's literally an immediate game over for an individual. In other words, the likelihood of surviving it is extremely slim. But I'm getting off topic. My issue is this. Everybody on social media, literally if they happen to be left leaning or if it's one of these hip hop sites or some crap like that, all of a sudden are pushing this rest in peace to George Floyd. I mean, now, I don't know if now, it's like this. I mean, I don't know if George Floyd is literally resting in peace, but, you know, I can't, I mean, if he did accept Jesus as Lord and Savior in his life, and, and if he had a personal relationship with with the Lord while he was living, I mean, who knows what who knows where he would be? I can't I can't say that particular. I mean, he literally might have found out right then and there. I mean, yeah, the po- the social media posts about George Floyd. Yeah, I understand it's all divisive. And I'm gonna say this, you know, how I feel about George Floyd is this. Unfortunately, he lost his life 5 years ago. But and I'm gonna tell you the truth. I didn't like the outcome of when he was when when Officer Derek Chauvin kneeled on him. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. You know, if a person gets arrested, while being placed under arrest, they can survive. I mean, a person can actually survive being kneeled on by a police officer. And to tell the truth, they actually I mean, the cops, all the cops, including Chauvin himself, that were involved, they were trained in that. Now, now, I would say this. Now, some of those officers, they they shouldn't have given, they shouldn't have been given those sentences. I mean, and as far as Chauvin, I do feel that Chauvin should get his sentence commuted, even though he probably has state charges, you know, charges for the state or whatever. I mean, in my humble opinion, I do feel that Derek Chauvin's prison sentence should be commuted for a bit. I mean, because here's the thing: even after 5 years, with when the George Floyd fiasco happened, and when all that political violence was going on in the Twin Cities, especially and even here in Madison 5 years ago. I mean, but uh, I do feel that it was it was a bit too much. I do feel that, I mean, that really didn't help much at all, so to speak. And remember 5 years ago when when this whole defund the police movement started to come about? Pepperidge Farm remembers. I sure the hell remember. Well, the whole defund the police thing was a literal F around and find out situation. I mean, a lot, a lot of smart people, myself included, predicted that when defund the police took effect, it was going to bring a big rise in, skyrocketing crime. Yeah, police officers in not just Minneapolis, St. Paul, but in a lot of various police departments back then. I mean, back in, since the George Floyd incident that took place in May of 2020. Um, yeah, a lot of police departments were firing and furloughing officers left and right. And there were a lot of officers, not just that, there were a lot of officers that were just leaving the job, walking off on the job, and or certain neighborhoods and communities because of the whole defund the police nonsense that took effect. certain neighborhoods and communities were not even bothered being policed at all. Now, if you're a lefty, if you're one of those BL Black Lives Matter people that's out there trying to say that, well, George Floyd didn't have to die, well, let me say this verbatim. I agree with you about that. I mean, yes, it is unfortunate he lost his life. I mean, I do agree that he didn't deserve to die. However, in the in the case of his poor lifestyle choices, I'm afraid he brought it on himself. I mean, this was literally not. Again, this was literally nothing more than a f around and find out situation. And again, even still, if you really want to look at the cause of his death, it wasn't because he got kneeled on by Officer Derek Chauvin. That was not the case. Because if you look at the autopsy evidence, it proved that he overdosed on fentanyl. And when you overdose on a powerful drug like that, it can really cause serious consequences in your life. I'm just saying. I'm Chuck Johnson, a.k.a. Kid Thunder. I am signing off.